fellow watchers. Today I'm going to talk about Thai culture. Thailand, or the Kingdom of Thailand, is a country at the center of the Southeast Asian in the Chinese peninsula, composed of 76 provinces. The official language of the country is Thai. Many business people speak English, although not always well. It may be useful to have an interpreter. In order to avoid offending the other side, ask beforehand whether an interpreter should be present at a meeting. When communicating in English, speak in short, simple sentences and avoid using jargon and slang. It will help people with a limited command of English if you speak slowly, summarize your key points often, and pause frequently to allow for interpretation. Tourism makes up about 6% of the economy. Thailand was the most visited country in the Southeast Asia in 2013, according to the World Tourism Organization.
Now I am going to talk about dudes. Dress properly. Make sure to dress properly when visiting Thai temples and royal places. Shoulders and knees covered for both sexes. The more formal your clothes are, the better it is. Take off your shoes. Feet are considered dirty in Thailand. In many places, shoes are left outside and feet stay on the floor. Ye's book teaches you why and when to take off your shoes if you enter homes and some shops. Quick tip, it's common to leave your shoes outside your hotel room as well. Respect the monarchy. Thailand's beloved monarchy is particularly vital chapter of his book, with lots of interesting background detail. If you're going to do anything right in Thailand, make sure it's this one. Keep your patience. Slow service, things not going to plan. Keep your patience and stay calm no matter what. Thailand is the land of happy. Go lucky. Don't point. Gesture to something, if necessary, with all four fingers extended and the thumb flat against the palm. Again, this is another difficult one. Pointing is second nature to many Westerns. Don't put your feet up. Thai etiquette means not to putting your feet up on anything not meant for feet, like a coffee table or a chair. Feet equals dirty. Keep yours on the floor. What if you're sitting on the floor? Tuck them beneath you or beside you, away from those nearby. Also, be aware that pointing to anything or pushing things around with your feet is really rude in Thailand. This is perhaps the hardest don't for Westerns because we're in the habit of using our feet much more than we realize. Even if you know not to, it's still hard to catch yourself. If it sounds confusing, the book makes it very clear. Don't expose yourself. Well, obviously you're not a flasher, but this includes not sunbathing topless in Thailand. So not okay. Or wearing revealing clothing. See what to wear in Thailand for better ideas of local dress code, as well as tips for what to wear on the beach. Note that breastfeeding falls in the not in public category. Don't touch anyone's head. In Thailand, don't touch anyone's head, not even children. It's the most important part of the body.
Now let's talk about some cultural differences. High power distance. This dimension deals with the fact that all individuals in societies are not equal. It expresses the attitude of the culture towards these inequalities amongst us. Power distance is defined as the extent to which the less powerful members of institutions and organizations within a country expect and accept that power is distributed unequally. Thailand scores 64 on PDI index, slightly lower than the average Asian countries. 71. It is a society in which inequalities are accepted. A strict chain of command and protocol are observed. Each rank has its privileges and employees show loyalty, respect and indifference for their superiors in return for protection and guidance. This may lead to paternalistic management. Thus, the attitude towards managers are more formal. The information flow is hierarchical. Individualism. The fundamental issue addressed by this dimension is the degree of interdependence a society maintains among its members. It has to do with whether people's self-image is defined in terms of I or we. And individualist people are supposed to look after themselves and their direct family only. In collectivist societies, people belong to in-groups that take care of them in exchange of loyalty. With a score of 20, Thailand is a highly collectivist country. This is manifest in a close long-term commitment to the member group, a family, extended family, or extended relationships. Loyalty to the in-group in a collectivist culture is paramount and overrides most other societal rules and regulations. The society fosters strong relationships where everyone takes responsibility for fellow members of their group in order to preserve the in-group.
Masculinity, a high score on this dimension indicates that the society will be driven by competition, achievements, and success, with success being defined by the winner best in field, a value system that starts in school and continues throughout organizational life. The low score on this dimension means that the dominant values in society are carrying for others and quality of life. A feminine society is one of where quality of life is the sign of success, and standing out from the crowd is not admirable. The fundamental issue here is what motivates people, wanting to be the best or liking what you do. Thailand scores 34 on this dimension and is considered a feminine society. Thailand has the lowest masculinity ranking among the average Asian countries of 53 and the world average of 50. This lower level is indicative of a society with less assertiveness and competitiveness as compared to one where these values are considered more important and significant. This situation also reinforces more traditional male and female roles within the population. Uncertainty avoidance. The dimension uncertainty avoidance has to do with the way that society deals with the fact that the future can never be now. Should we try to control the future or just let it happen? This ambiguity brings with it anxiety, and different cultures have learned to deal with this anxiety in different ways. The extent to which the members of a culture feel threatened by ambiguous or unknown situation and have created beliefs and institutions that try to avoid these is reflected in the score of uncertainty avoidance. Thailand scores an intermediate 64 on this dimension, but is slightly indicating a preference for avoiding this.
Long-term orientation. Thailand's low score of 32 indicates that Thai culture is more normative than pragmatic. People in such societies have a strong concern with establishing the absolute truth. They are normative in their thinking. They exhibit great respect for traditions, a relatively small propensity to save for the future, and a focus on achieving quick results. Context level. Thailand is high context culture, which refers to the implicit passing of unspoken information such as gestures, poses, intonations, facial expressions, and eye contact. Thai people pay a lot of attention on nonverbal clues and believe that words are less important than context, since context is the information that surrounds a certain events. For instance, in Thai culture, during a conversation, a no not only means yes, but it also means I agree or I'm listening. Thais value downcasting eyes in order to show respect. Time orientation. Thai people generally employ a polychronic work style. They are used to pursuing multiple actions and goals in parallel. When negotiating, they often take a holistic approach and may jump back and forth between topics rather than addressing them in sequential order. Negotiators from Germany, the United Kingdom, or the United States may find this style confusing, irritating, and even annoying. In any case, Do not show irritation or anger when encountering this behavior. Instead, keep track of the bargaining progress at all times, often emphasizing areas when agreements already exist.
Now, I'm going to talk about things you should know about Thailand. Things that Thais greeting each other, showing respect, apologizing, and saying goodbye without a gesture known as the Y, without a handshake in sight. Thai culture has many idiosyncrasies, big and small. Here are some examples. Family matters. Family always comes first in Thailand, with a much greater emphasis placed on the extended family than it typically is in Western countries. If you are shocked by the number of siblings a Thai person has, it's highly likely many of those are cousins. There is no word in Thai for cousin, and people refer to their cousins as brothers or sisters. It's normal for extended family to live close to each other, with many Thais maintaining strong links with their home village even if they move away for work. It's fairly common for children to be raised by grandparents or aunts, even uncles, if their parents need to work elsewhere. Such is the role of the extended family in everyday's life. Younger members of the family are expected to help take care of older members. This can be financially or be doing a range of course. Statues are important. Although it may be not immediately apparent, statues is a huge thing in Thai culture. Age, family connections, job types, education, and income levels are all contributing factors to a person's perceived status in society. Statues are not fixed, as in some cultures, a Thai can gain or lose status if their circumstances change. Thais perform different versions of the Y, depending on a person's status, and there are social rules concerning who should offer the first Y. Statues are important when a group of people are socializing together. It's a traditional for the highest earner to foot the bill.
Loss of face and respect are big deals. Respect, shame, and the concept of face are important in Thailand, perhaps more so than in many Western countries. The use of language and the why are just a couple of ways for Thais to show respect. It's considered bad form and disrespectful to visit somebody's home without taking at least a small gift. Not removing shoes before entering a home is also a big sign of disrespect. Disrespecting someone in a variety of ways can cause a person to lose face, that is, to be embarrassed or shamed publicly. Yelling at somebody in public is another way of causing that person to lose face. Patriotism is huge. National pride is very much of the Thai psyche. The country clings to pride that it's the only nation in the Southeast Asia to have never been colonized by European countries. The national anthem is played twice a day with the expectation that people will stop and stand until the song has finished. The national flag is flown in many places, raised with the national anthem each morning and lowered again in the evening. The King's Anthem is played before movies start in cinemas. Many Thais profess an enduring love for their country, extending to religion and the monarchy. While foreigners are generally welcome in Thailand, they will always be on the fringes, even if only slightly.
No worries, I rarely display strong negative emotions, with bouts of anger, tantrums, and public crying somewhat unusual. This doesn't mean they aren't displayed in private or that the emotions aren't there. Simply, that a person does not want to lose face by showing their feelings in public. Thais are often seen as being super laid back because of this. Koreans sometimes take this as a meaning that Thai don't really get ruffled, take offense, or take things too seriously. Don't abuse the notion that Thais are a completely carefree group, though as underneath they often do care but have been conditioned to respond as such a way. Smiles can have many meanings. Connected to above, many people think Thailand a warm, happy, and welcoming nation because of the constant smiles. Indeed, Thailand is known as a being the land of smiles. Smiles don't always show happiness, though, and are sometimes used as a mask. That's not to detract from the fact that many Thai people are in fact kind, welcoming, hospitable, and lovely, but to show that a smile may not be quite what you think it is.
Sharing of information. Information is rarely shared freely, since the locals believe that privileged information creates bargaining advantages. However, it can be advantageous to share some information as a way to build trust. Pace of negotiation. Expect negotiation to be slow. Relationship building, information gathering, bargaining, and decision making all take considerable time. In addition, Thais have a lower sense of urgency than Westerners. Consequently, your expectation regardless deadline and efficiency may be unrealistic. Be prepared to make several trips if necessary to achieve your objectives. Throughout the negotiation, be patient, control your emotion, and accept that delay occur.
Decision making. The country's business culture is extremely hierarchical, and superiors enjoy enormous difference. Decision making is a very slow and deliberate process in Thailand. Decision makers are usually seniors, executives who consider the best interest of the group or organization. They may consult with others before making the call. Never underestimate the role of government officials, bureaucrats, and the military, all of them wield considerable influence across many industries. A number of criminal groups exist as well, many of which are led by high-ranking army officials. Doing business in the country can become extremely difficult and very unpleasant without the support of the powers to be. It is important to come prepared to deal with these outside forces. Contracts. Capturing and exchanging written understanding after meeting and the key negotiation stages is useful. While oral commitments may be legally binding, they are rarely enforceable and may sound stronger than what your Thai counterparts may be willing to put in written. Do not rely on interim agreements to be final. Any part of an agreement may still change significantly before both parties sign the final contract. Written contracts are usually kept high level, capturing only the primary aspects, terms, and conditions of the agreement. Written up and signing the contract is formally. Thais believe that the primary strength of an agreement lies in partner's commitment rather than its written in documents. It is recommended to consult a local legal expert before signing a contract.
Women in business. Thailand remains a male-dominated society. Women rarely attain positions of similar income and authority as men unless they work for the government. Otherwise, however, they mostly receive the same treatments from Thai companies. Female business travelers should exercise caution and act professionally in business and social situations. Displaying confidence and some degree of assertiveness can be effective, but it is very important not to appear overly bold and aggressive. All in all, Thailand is worth visiting, but you have to consider all of the just given information. Thank you for watching.
I've been fucking hoes and popping pills, man, I feel it's like a rock star. All my brothers got that gas and they always be smoking like a rock star.